Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. So guys, after having our elaborative discussion on this upcoming 2025 years vibration meant for your career, how it is going to be for your family life and all, your fame prospects and all. Now in this video, in short, we will try to look at the prospects of love and relationship for you. Like, will Cupid favor you next year or not? Because guys, you cannot overlook this fact that next year, apart from Mars being in a debilitated state for a long span of time, Venus is also going to be exalted and retrograde over there. And the kind of planetary alignment it is going to be. So no wonder some strange miracle can also happen in the matters of the relationship as well. So we will try to briefly look at, based on your rising sign, how strong of the chance you will stand in order to manifest love in your life. And guys, before we will start our discussion, so a quick business promotion time. So if you want to get your astrological analysis done by me, you can go to the description of this video to book your reading. If you want to learn astrology from me, you can also write an email to me. Or if you want to learn astrology in person from me in Vancouver, so you can also write an email to me as well. I will be traveling to Seattle this weekend on December 14th and 15th. So if you want to meet in person for in-depth astrological, numerology, palmistry analysis, for that as well you can write an email to me. So okay guys, now we will start our discussion. So guys, understand this thing that whenever we talk about anything to do in the matters of the love and relationship, beyond doubt we have to give attention to the planet Venus. In today's modern day and age, Venus plays a very significant role. Unless and until there is not going to be any attraction or need for love in your life, you will not be able to do very good in the prospects of retaining a relationship, or like taking a relationship or a casual friendship to actually turning it into a marriage. So Venus plays a very important role. Rahu plays a very important role for that sudden attraction, for taking those chances, approaching the person you have got infatuation or attraction towards. And Jupiter, we know this thing that unless and until Jupiter is not being kind to you, there is going to be very least possibility that marriage can take place. So guys, now in rest of the video I will be talking from the point of view of how Venus, how Rahu, how Jupiter, how Mars is going to be somehow contributing you in the matters of relationship or companionship. So guys, starting first with the Aries natives. So guys, in your case there is a very strong possibility that if in the matters of the love or relationship you have not found the, I would say, a closure. So this is going to be the year, because Venus is going to be staying exalted in your 12th house, and during that time it is going to be in the influence of lot many other karmic planets as well. So especially in the case of the Aries natives, there's going to be very strong possibility that in the first 4 months you can attract a partner from the past with whom you're going to have some sort of past karmic relationship. And the second thing is that after when in the month of May, when Jupiter will move to your 3rd house, it is going to be giving its aspect to the 7th house as well. So the Aries natives stand a very strong chance that in the first 4 months you will attract a relationship from the past, and in the rest of the year there's a strong chances of turning it into a marriage as well. When we talk about from the Taurus natives point of view, so guys, in your case, just because it's your ascendant lord which is going to be staying exalted in the first 4 months, and it is going to be turning retrograde, being in the influence of Rahu and the Saturn, so there is a very high possibility for the Taurus natives. And guys, in your case the love will happen because of like you being introduced to your love interest by any common friend of yours and all. And also guys, because in your case Jupiter is going to be transiting in your 2nd house after the month of the May. We all know this thing that for auspicious event like marriage to take place in your life, in your family, or your family to agree to your choice, to your selection in the matters of marriage, so Jupiter's transit in the month of May in the 2nd house will also play a very significant role over there. So yes, from the point of view of the Taurus natives, next year to get married there's going to be very strong energy. And guys, the good thing is that because your 7th lord Mars is going to be there in the 3rd house, so energy, drive, determination is going to be very high. So like wherever you will see any strong prospect, you will not hesitate to even take initiative. Now, when we talk about from the Gemini natives point of view, so guys, in your case, the good part is that the planet of divine blessing and benevolence, Jupiter, in the month of May is going to be coming to your first house. And the second thing is that because Venus is going to be staying exalted in your 10th house and being in the influence of Saturn and Rahu, so there is a very strong possibility, and especially like only if you will be dedicated, devoted to your duties and responsibilities, not being getting distracted out of it, or like trying to be distracted just to charm someone or woo someone. So that attitude or approach will not work. The more you are going to be dedicated and devoted, the more easily you will be the center of attention of other prospective partners or matches. So I would say this thing, that especially when we talk about the seventh lord coming to your first house after the month of May, and before that as well, Venus is like exaltation, retrograde state right over there in your 10th house. That also tells about that, guys, because sometimes what happens is that we are not at the right time at the right place, but 10th house gives us a lot of visibility. So just like that, you never know that you might be attending a social event, and over there someone, a prospective match, got your like got you noticed or something. So there's a high possibility of that. So yes, keep stay as much as dutiful as it is possible, and there's a high possibility of love, of romance to manifest in the case of the Gemini natives, the way things are supporting you. Because guys, Rahu is also a very beneficial planet for you, and Rahu is going to be transiting in your 9th house, and we know this thing that Rahu believes in creating its own luck. So in this regard, the next year energy 2025 is very favorable for the Gemini native. Is that like wherever you are going to be, you will be in the spotlight of the right attention, or like right attention seeking partners and all. Now guys, when we talk about from the Cancer natives point of view, so guys, in your case, I would say this thing that the energy is more of very devotional for you guys, because the way planets are going to be influencing you next year, Venus is definitely going to be staying exalted for like 4 months of the time, and it is going to be retrograde, being in the influence of other planets, but all of that is taking place in your 9th house. And the second thing is that Jupiter, the planet which gives us, grant us marriage or divine blessing and all. So Jupiter is also going to be, after the month of May, it is going to be transiting in your 12th house. So I would say this thing that see, just like that, the energy is more of finding a solace through some platonic relationship, through some spiritual relationship. But if I were to say the typical so-called energy of marriage and something, so unless and until you're not running a very favorable dasha or something, transit is not favoring you that much as it is favoring you in the matters of the spiritual or platonic kind of relationship. Now guys, when we talk about from the Leo natives point of view, so guys, in your case, the good part is that, as you can see, that Venus is going to be like for a couple of months it is going to be staying exalted, it is going to be turning retrograde, and it is going to be under the influence of like planets like Saturn and Rahu, but that too in your 8th house. So the possibility is there, but the possibility is more of like some sort of sudden attraction. So like the way we know this thing, that the way things get manifested from the 8th house, over where there is a sudden attraction, and then suddenly the attention diminishes, attraction diminishes, or the person even disappear. So I would say this thing that there are going to be very esoteric kind of experiences which the Leo native will experience this year, especially in the first 4-5 months of this year. But guys, afterwards, when Jupiter is going to be transiting in your 11th house, the good part is that the blessing is going to be there. People around you are going to be actually acting as a matchmaker or a wingman for you to meet your love interest. But the way, guys, your 7th lord's transit in the 8th house, and the whole esoteric combination of Venus initially spending time in your 8th house, so yes, there is going to be a lot of suddenness, mystery, surprises which you have to deal with. Now when I talk about from the Virgo natives point of view, so guys, from the Virgo natives point of view, it's a very good news, because Venus is going to be turning exalted, retrograde in the influence of other planets in your 7th house. Even Jupiter's transit is going to be there in your 10th house, and Rahu is going to be there in your 6th house. So yes, I would say that from the Virgo Lagna natives point of view, attracting those people with whom you have that sort of twin flame, that sort of strong compatibility, soul level connection, strong attraction, compatibility. So that is the kind of energy which will get generated for the Virgo natives. So yes guys, in your case I would say this thing that it's a high possibility that you will impress your prospective partner with your accomplishment, with your achievement. And there's a high possibility the way the whole transit is working out, because the 7th lord is going to be making a foray in your 10th house, and briefly it will enter your 11th house as well in the month of October. So I mean to say that you will not attract or manifest the love of attracting a good for nothing or a loser kind of partner. There's a high possibility that you will attract or manifest a achiever, a accomplished person as a part of your love interest next year. Now guys, when we talk about from the Libra Lagna natives point of view, so guys, in your case, Venus is going to be like staying exalted in your 6th house. It is going to be turning retrograde, being in the influence of other planets, and Jupiter is going to be transiting in your like 9th house. So yes guys, in your case there is a high possibility that some sort of conflicts which you had in the past, like some sort of unresolved issues which you had in the matters of love and relationship, which is not helping you to bloom to your full potential. This year, especially the first half, will give you a chance to resolve those issues or work on all of those issues. Guys, when we talk about the kind of partner which you will attract in your life, so there's going to be high possibility that it's like someone who's going to be very righteous, someone who's going to follow the ethics, moral code, because the 7th lord is going to be transiting for a long span of time in your 10th house, and Jupiter individually is going to be transiting in your 9th house. So I'm not seeing much baggage for the Libra Lagna in the matters of love. Like rather the blessing is that the first 4 months will be dedicated, devoted to resolve the past issue, and then you will build a very righteous foundation layer by layer in the matters of compatibility. So good energy for the Libra natives. Now guys, for the Scorpio natives, so guys, in your case, as you can see that it's a highly karmic and strong magnetic attraction which is going to be getting manifested for the Scorpio natives. Venus staying exalted, retrograde in the influence of karmic planets in the 5th house, which is the house of the love, attraction, legitimate connection, and the pur punya. The kind of a connection which we have, which gets carry forwarded from the past lifetime. Jupiter is also going to be transiting in your 8th house, so there's going to be some sort of esoteric mystical experiences which you are going to have. But one thing is for sure, people who will come or enter your life next year, there is going to be some sort of very strong karmic bonding or connection with them. Some sort of like the way some people enter our life and they give us things and they disappear, or some people enter our life, they take things, snatch away things from us and disappear. But in your case guys, it has got more to do with the exchange of the love. So I would say this thing that because your ascendant lord is also going to be spending a lot of the time in your 9th house, churning up the prospects of the faith, of the virtues and all, and Venus being exalted in the 5th house. So the very first 4-5 months are highly magnetic or very charged up for these Scorpio natives. So I would say this thing guys that be on that lookout. Do not lock yourself, close yourself down from the energies to come and make a connection or establish a connection with you. Now guys, our cameraman is getting tired, so I need to hurry up now. So after that, the next is for the Sagittarius natives. So guys, the good part for you guys is that it's not only that the planet of blessing and matrimonial concern is going to be entering in your 7th house, but it is also your ascendant lord as well. So that means wheresoever the ascendant lord goes, our whole focus and attention goes in the matters of that house. So marriage, relationship is going to be your utmost important priority next year, and the universe will grant you happiness, blessings in that area. Second thing is that because Venus is going to be staying exalted, retrograde, churning up the matters of your 4th house. So that means deep inside, whatever is going to be happening, there's going to be deep sense of emotions, feelings, and the matters of trust which is going to be involved over there. So guys, I'm very much sure for the Sagittarius natives, the energy of the 2025 is very harmonious, especially for a marriage material person to enter in your life, and the bonding and the connection is going to be very quick. Now guys, when we talk about from the Capricorn Lagna natives point of view, so guys, in your case now, as you can see that Venus is going to be turning exalted in your like third house for the initial few months, first 4 months. It is going to be turning retrograde and being in the influence of other karmic planets, which simply tells about that yes, in the matters of the first initiative, in the matters of approaching your prospective love interest, it's going to be very sudden. There's going to be some sort of hypnotic attraction, and there's going to be that sudden energy and the spark surge of energy which will establish the very first few channel of communication with your love interest. Like the way, I will not be surprised if a Capricorn Lagna person next year, like in the month of like April or March, is going to tell me, Nipun, I do not know what happened. I'm otherwise a very introvert or shy person, but somehow that day what happened that suddenly I got this energy and I was able to muster up the courage to approach. So this could be either ways. Either you got that sudden surge of energy to approach your love interest, or the person with whom you're going to have a potential like a match with that person took that initiative. But yes guys, I would say this thing that in the matters of the third house, this dignified state of Venus in the initial few months is a very good energy, which is also giving us this hint that your seventh lord becomes the planet moon. So I would say this thing that in whichever days in the transit when Venus is going to be there in your third house and moon is going to be dignified in the transit, those could be the potential very auspicious days for you in the matters of love or relationship to get manifest. Second thing is that yes guys, Jupiter is going to be transiting in your sixth house, but we do not have to worry much about Jupiter because Jupiter is not a very beneficial planet for you as much as Saturn, Mercury, Venus and Rahu is, and these planets are in a good dignified state for you. So I would say this thing that yes, in the matters of love interest and all, some sort of connection with those people in from the past, like if you have been in those situations where you were not able to take the initiative at the right time, you had those sort of grudges or sort of regrets that had I taken the initiative at that time, it would have worked out for me. So now life can give you all those kind of opportunities and all. So I would say this thing that keep your social life active and keep on socializing, and you never know, amongst your friends within your neighborhood, some sort of love interest suddenly can get generated for the Capricorn natives. Now guys, when we talk about from the Aquarius natives point of view, so guys, in your case, Venus initially for a couple of months, when it is going to be exalted in your second house, it is going to be retrograde. So it will bring people who actually touched your life very strongly, very deeply in the past. And along with that guys, even the transit of the Jupiter in your fifth house also tells about that yes, in the matters of love life, romance and love interest and all, planets and divinity is going to be supporting you. So this could be a case that just because luck favored you, that you were at the right time at the right place and the chemistry happened with your love interest or subject of love interest and all. So regarding that front, the energy especially for the Aquarius Lagna, because guys, we cannot overlook this fact that Venus becomes your Yogakaraka planet, and Venus being in a retrograde state, that too, it's not like Venus only is like retrograde but in a sign of debilitation. Venus being retrograde in a sign of its exaltation, that too in your second house amongst the conjunction with other planets as well. So it's a very good news for the Aquarius natives. And lastly guys, when we talk about from the Pisces Lagna natives point of view, so guys, in your case, because Venus is going to be in the initial few months, it is going to be getting exalted, turning retrograde, being in the influence of other planets. That simply means, and with your ascendant lord's movement to your fourth house after the month of May, it's a very good news. So like the way guys, we say this thing that first house planetary shift simply just tells about that somehow we are carrying that energy within ourselves. When people meet us, this is the kind of energy which they feel. This is the kind of energy and vibration which we exude. So that simply means that yes, in order to manifest love in your life and deeply feel about it, deeply being able to understand the omens and see the signs, the energy seems to be much more favoring the Pisces Lagna natives. So yes guys, this was just a basic overview that I just wanted to tell about that how planets are going to be influencing in the first few months, when Venus is going to be like exalted, it is going to be retrograde, and blending it with the energy of Jupiter and Rahu. See, Jupiter and Rahu in the air sign is also very good energy, because sometimes what happens is that we like someone but we're not able to take the initiative, we're not able to make the move. So next year the energy is that Venus being in a retrograde exalted state, it will bring back the recurring theme or people from the past in our life, and a strengthened state of Rahu and Jupiter will make you active enough to take initiative on those opportunities at the right time. So yes guys, in the matters of love, it's a good energy. And yes, after that we have to give credit and thanks to our cameraman for being with us throughout. And secondly, I will be traveling to Seattle on December 14th and 15th. If you want to meet me in person, because when you get a in-person reading, you can discuss all the doubts which you have, you can get your palm read, you can ask any question about your favorite lucky numbers, and all of that can be done in one sitting in person with me. So yes guys, for further more updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me. Is there a player? No. And follow me on my Instagram.